Welcome to the box office movie clips. Friends, in the story so far we saw that Carol and Philip decide to leave their friends behind to make a new start and leave Tucson and head towards Washington, where Philip was having a lot of fun living and roaming alone. But Carol's mind was not settling at all without her friends. So she stubbornly somehow convinces Philip to go back to Tucson. But reaching there both see that their friends have already shifted from Tucson to Melbourne. So both of them search for them and finally reach Melbourne, where all those people were living happily together, and along with them a man named Jason had also joined, who was Erica's boyfriend. But then as soon as Melissa goes to surprise them, Jason gets so scared seeing her that he gets a heart attack and dies right there. After which all together bury Jason. On the other side, Carol lies to everyone that Philip is dead so that whatever hatred those people have for Philip in their minds ends. But before anything like that could happen, that donkey Philip comes there with a gun and, putting all of them at gunpoint, starts apologizing for his mistakes. Due to this action, those people get even more angry with him and tie a dog collar around his neck and lock him in a doghouse. But then after a few days, when those people start feeling pity on him, then they release him. Further, we see that those people were running out of food. So those people were forced to catch insects and eat them. Meanwhile, Todd finds many chicken packets from somewhere, which he starts eating alone, hiding from everyone. But then one day Philip catches him red-handed. After which both together eat that chicken, and there the rest people were still managing with insects. Meanwhile, up in space we see a man named Mike who for many years was trying to make contact with Earth. But he was not getting any reply from the front. On the other side, along with food, those people were also running out of petrol and diesel. So Boris suggests to them that we should leave Melbourne and shift somewhere else. But the rest people were not ready to leave Melbourne. Due to which, angry, Boris alone decides to leave Melbourne. But meanwhile Gail tells him that she is pregnant and the father of her coming child is Boris. Hearing which, Boris gets shocked and unwillingly decides to stay with them. But now Gail gets angry with this action of his and stops talking to him. On the other side, Todd also wanted to make Melissa pregnant. But Melissa clearly refuses him, due to which both of them have a fight and both break up. When Erica comes to know about this thing, then she takes advantage of it and has a honeymoon with Todd. After which a relationship starts between both of them. Meanwhile, Gail was still angry with Boris, where Boris, to convince her, makes an ultrasound machine for her, with which she could see her child. Seeing which, Erica becomes very happy and forgives Boris. On the other side, Melissa also was not feeling good without Todd. So she apologizes to Todd and proposes him for marriage. Meanwhile, Black Boris's stomach suddenly starts having very severe pain, where Erica reads from a book and tells that perhaps this pain is of appendix and we have to do Boris's operation. In which all tell Erica only to do this work. But Erica refuses them and says that I am not a doctor. But on Gail's repeated requests, she agrees to do this work. But before that, Erica is made to practice on a dummy body so that she can do the operation properly. On the other side in space, when Mike had become troubled by repeatedly trying to make contact with Earth, then in the end he accepts defeat and decides to go back to Earth, in which he prepares his space shuttle and leaves straight for Earth. Here Erica starts doing Boris's operation, in which Todd was helping her. But even after trying for quite some time, due to a lot of blood loss, Todd could not be saved. On the other side, Mike lands on an empty cruise, due to which a big hole is made in that ship and it starts sinking. From which Mike starts coming out with a small lifeboat. But where will he go? Because he did not know any way to get out from there. So he keeps wandering here and there in that sea continuously for 3 days. But it is of no use. In the end, when he accepts defeat and decides to end his life, then he sees a child there, which child was none other than Philip, and Mike was Philip's real brother. Then Philip tells him that, "Man, you cannot accept defeat like this. You have spent so many years alone in space, and now when you have finally come to Earth, then you are thinking of dying." After which, when his eyes open, then a boat is standing in front of him, seeing which he becomes happy and starts going towards that boat. After boarding which, he shouts loudly and asks if anyone is here who can help me, but there is no one there. After which he goes inside and finds food and drink stuff lying there, which he starts eating like a hungry person. Meanwhile his eyes fall on the clothes lying there, which he wears, and today after many years he had worn small underwear, so he was very happy. But then there a man named Mark comes there with a weapon in his hand, seeing which Mike gets panicked and says that, "Brother, please don't kill me, I am an astronaut." Mark asks that, "Are you infected with the virus?" He says that no brother, I was up in space for the last 3 years and I came to Earth only 3 days ago. Hearing which Mark lowers his weapon and says that it was good to meet you. After this, when both were sitting together drinking beer, then Mark tells that when I came to know that a strange virus is spreading all over the world and all people are dying, then I invested all my capital in buying this boat and leaving everything behind, came in the middle of the sea so that I can save myself from that virus and live longer. Mike says that brother, it is also possible that you have the power to fight that virus. Mark says that no one can fight that virus. Further at night during dinner, Mark asks Mike to tell something about himself too. Mike says that I used to live in a small town named Tucson with my brother and parents. But now all of them are dead. Then changing the topic, Mark asks him, that do you drink scotch? And gives him a very old bottle of liquor. Seeing which Mike gets shocked. Says, that brother, this bottle is of $10,000. Further, after drinking half of that liquor, Mike says that brother, our food supply can finish anytime. So we have to go to land to get food. Mark says that you don't worry about it. I have a lot of food, and why do you want to go to land? You know that all people on Earth are dead and both of us are alive only because I was in water and you were in space. Mike says that perhaps there are some other people like us who are alive. On which Mark does not give him any answer and both go to sleep. Further, when Mike was trying to sleep, then he sees that Mark is keeping an eye on him, that he doesn't run from here. Now doing this, and that morning comes and we see that Mark is now straight in Mike's bed. Then Mike's eyes open and he says, what happened, man? Do you feel like having a honeymoon with me? Mark says that I am ready to walk with you on the shore. But keep one thing in mind, I will remain the leader of this whole journey, and whatever I say you will have to do that. Meanwhile, Mike also agrees to it, after which both start moving towards the shore and reach there in a few hours. Thereafter, so many years stepping on Earth, Mike becomes very emotional. And tears start falling from his eyes. But then Mark tells him that if you are done, then let's go because we are not going to stay here for long. After which both take a small ice cream truck and set out to search for the remaining humans. But they find nothing there except peace. Then Mike asks Mark that what happened to the bodies of the people who died from the virus? On which he takes him to a place where people's corpses were lying. Seeing all this, Mike faints. Mark says that you will see all this in every other city. Now you tell me, do you still think that besides us someone else is alive on this earth? Hearing which Mike becomes disappointed. After which both again set out to search for living people. And then Mark sees Philip's written alive in Tucson board there, which Philip used to write in every city he went to. But then seeing it, Mark starts reversing the car because he didn't want Mike to know about it. But then Mike also sees that board and tells Mark to stop the car. But when he doesn't stop the car, then Mark applies handbrake and gets down and starts becoming happy seeing that board. But then suddenly from behind, Mark hits him on the head and makes him unconscious. Then a little later, when Mike regains consciousness, he finds himself on the seashore. Then Mark tells him that you should thank me because I saved your life. What do you think? Will you find any living human in Tucson? Damn, that is all government's trick and they want to catch us living humans. But Mike doesn't believe his words at all. Says that I am going. If you want to kill me, then kill me. Mark says that look, you are like my brother. But if you go from here, then I will kill you. Now poor Mike had no other way. So he tells him that okay, I am ready to go with you in the sea. After which when Mark was sanitizing Mike, then his gun falls down from his side. Before Mike could pick it up, Mark kicks it and throws it far. Further, a fight starts between both of them, in which Mark hits a stone on his head and makes him unconscious again. But then he sees that Mike's virus protection suit has torn. Seeing which he thinks that now Mike has also become a victim of the virus and he will die in a little while. So he leaves him there with the rest corpses and goes. Then a little later, when Mike regains consciousness, he finds himself among the dead, where Mark had held the government responsible for his death. Meanwhile, his eyes fall on the fire truck standing in front, taking which he heads towards Tucson. On the other side, Black Boris is buried, where Philip tells everyone that we will do Boris's last rites like Vikings. Gail says that no, Boris would never want this. Philip says that I know he would not want this, but he deserves a hero's death. After which his body is thrown in a boat and left in the sea. And then Philip tries to shoot a burning arrow on it. But that donkey's arrow was not even moving forward from the shore. Seeing which all leave from there that this donkey can never reform. Further, Philip starts practicing hitting the arrow on the target. But his arrow was not even reaching the target. Meanwhile Carol comes there, whom Philip tells that Black Boris was like my brother. Although earlier I didn't like him at all, but later we both became fine with each other. I wish I could give peace to his soul. Carol says that leave all that and tell me, what answer did Todd give to the proposal Melissa gave him for marriage? Philip says that look, you are my girl, so I want to tell you a secret. Actually Philip and Erica have a labor relationship between them. Carol says that man, this is a very wrong thing. I have to go and tell this thing to Melissa right now because she is my best friend. Philip says that no, you will not tell. Because I told you this secret trusting you. Carol says that okay mummies, swear I will not tell anyone. On the other side we see Melissa, who was making a ruckus of breaking things to pass her time. Then Carol comes there, who starts leaving from there as soon as she sees her, that she doesn't tell her the truth. But then Melissa calls her to her and says that I have to talk to you about something important about Todd. But then Carol makes an excuse of feeding the cow and leaves from there. Further night comes. But Philip was still not stopping his actions. Where he starts singing in the grief of Boris's departure, which was a very nonsense song. While singing it he was also acting to cry in between. Seeing which all understand that this damn guy is a big drama queen. Then next morning, when Melissa was removing stars from the shoes given by Carol. Then Todd comes there and asks, why are you eating these shoes? Melissa says that I had worn these same shoes to propose you, whose answer I know is no. Todd says that okay, then I will meet you later. Meanwhile Melissa, whose lust was at its peak, tells Todd that can we both sit together and watch TV? I promise that I will not touch you here and there, and we will just watch TV like friends. Todd says that okay. Anyway, I am sitting idle right now. On the other side Philip goes to Black Boris's room and says that, brother, in the dark this room looks completely black like you. Meanwhile his eyes fall on Boris's clothes which he wears and starts imitating him. Further he tapes Boris's throne cradle and comes to Gail and tells her that you don't worry. What happened if Boris died? I am here, man. I will become the father of your child. Gail says that all that is fine. But Boris had told me at the time of dying that make any donkey the father of our child. But never make that Philip. Which, hearing Philip feels bad and throws that cradle there and leaves. He leaves. There Todd and Melissa were watching TV. But then Melissa's lust starts waking up again and she grabs Todd and starts kissing him forcefully. Meanwhile Philip tries to show Boris as a cheap man in front of Gail, in which he takes her to his room and says, look, your Blackie used to masturbate seeing these dirty magazines. And leave all this, look in his drawer how many drugs are lying there. All this Philip had kept there himself, so that seeing all this Gail starts considering Philip a good man and makes him the father of her child. But nothing like that happens. On the other side Melissa tells Carol that right now I and Todd did labor hard. Carol says that good, but did you tell this thing to Erica? Melissa says that why would I tell this thing to Erica? Carol says that yes man, you said absolutely right. Why would you tell this thing to her, saying which she leaves from there. On the other side Philip starts burning all of Boris's stuff and turning it into ashes. He even burns the clothes he was wearing. Says hey damn, you will not exist anywhere anymore because all your traces have been wiped out. But then his eyes fall on a boat in which Boris's body was lying, which had come back to the shore after wandering in the sea. Philip says that damn Blackie before leaving. You made me the father of your child. I thought that we both had become friends. But you turned out to be a damn traitor. Meanwhile Gail comes there and tells him that now forgive him man, he is dead. Then next day when Philip was breaking things in the house, then Carol comes there and tells him that darling, today you will have to do something for me. Philip says that yes darling, whatever you say, I am ready to do that. Carol says that then you will have to masturbate for me. Actually I had gone to the medical store to get a fertility kit for you because I wanted to know that after trying so many times why I am not getting pregnant. Is there some deficiency in you damn guy? Philip says that no problem, I am also ready to give this test for you. There we see Todd, who was coming out of Erica's room after fixing his stuff. But then Melissa also comes there, whom he making excuses. Says that I had just come to ask about Erica's well-being. Melissa says that leave all that and tell me, do you want to watch a movie with me? He says that yes absolutely. Man, why not? On the other side Carol asks Philip that did you do that test? Philip says that man, I am preparing for the same for which he was seeing those dirty magazines. Carol says that leave all these dirty things. I have even stronger stuff in this book. Philip says that show me what good stuff you have. in which Carol starts showing him the drawings of girls made with her own hands. Seeing which Philip was not getting any fun at all. So Carol takes him to a room where she had hung such big drawings on the walls. Meanwhile our Todd was also doing labor with Melissa and with Erica, too. But he was getting the most fun with Melissa. So he decides that he will break up with Erica. But as soon as he goes to her, Erica sees him and hugs him. In which Todd starts getting fun. So he takes advantage of this opportunity and wraps her too. Further, when he finishes his work and comes out of the room, then he decides that man breaking up with her is very difficult. So I will break up with Melissa only. But as soon as he goes to Melissa, she also hugs him. Due to which Todd unwillingly has to bang her too. On the other side, Philip somehow gives that test whose result came negative, which meant that his sperm count is very low. On which Philip doesn't believe, so he does 3 more tests. But all 3 also come negative only. Philip says that perhaps this kit has expired. In which when he turns that box and sees, then it was written made in China on it. Philip says that oh man, this is China stuff. We cannot trust this. Carol says that still why all results are coming negative? At least one should come positive nah. He says that come. Let's try this kit on Todd. On the other side, when Todd after hard labor gets tired and sits on the edge of the pool to rest, then Philip comes there and says that brother, can you give me your stuff in this box? He says that yes brother. Absolutely, I have a lot of stuff lying with me, but I cannot give it to you right now because my tank is empty right now. Philip asks that brother, do you not want to know what I will do with your stuff? He says that no man, you are my brother and brothers need these things. But if you want right now, then I can give you my piss. Tell me, do you want? He says that no man, what will I do with your piss? Come then, I will come later when your tank is full. Todd says that man, nowadays I have started staying busy the whole day because sometimes I bang Melissa, then sometimes I bang Erica, and damn, my weapon is not getting any time to rest. Philip says that wow man, you are having fun, but in the end you will have to tell the truth to someone nah. Todd says that man, I don't want to see any of the two. Sad. Now both were talking when then Erica comes there and says that Todd, I need your help in some work. Todd says that yes darling, I am coming right now. And tells Philip that give your box. I will take out a little stuff for you in it. Then at night when Philip comes to his room, then he finds Todd's stuff box lying there. When he puts it on the kit, then its result comes positive, seeing which Philip becomes disappointed. Then Carol comes there and asks that did Todd give you his stuff? Which he lying says that no, not yet. Then next morning Philip fills cold drink in his plastic pool and starts resting in it. On the other side, Todd was also sitting in the sun resting. But then Gail comes to him. Todd asks her that do you need any help? Gail says that before dying Boris had told me that you make Todd the father of your child. Hearing which Todd says that you are joking. Nah? Gail says that no, this is absolutely true. He had told me that there is no better man than Todd and only he is the one who can take care of you and your child. On which Todd makes a face and says that okay, I am ready, and if you need anything then tell me. Hearing which Gail becomes happy and hugs him. But then Todd, seeing the opportunity, kisses Gail too, which Gail was also getting a lot of fun doing. Further, he comes shouting on the seashore that you have become a damn animal. You have already banged 3 girls out of 4 girls, and who else will you bang? Meanwhile on the shore he sees a jet ski which he takes and goes for a ride, and while cursing himself, says that my life has become like a dog's. On the other side Philip again does that test. But still it was coming negative only. Seeing which his mind gets spoiled and he says that now how will I tell this thing to Carol that I can never produce a child? On which he goes to her with a sad face and says that look darling, this time the result came positive, which test was not his but Todd's. Further, when all were sitting on the seashore talking, then Todd comes there, who had now decided that now he will tell everyone the truth. Says that Melissa, my love, I have been banging Erica hard for many days. And Erica, I have started banging Melissa again. Along with that I had also kissed Gail. Hearing which those 3 girls start fighting among themselves. Todd says that look man, I don't want to break anyone's heart, so can't we 4 together have fun? Hearing which all start staring at him, that this damn guy turned out to be 4 steps ahead of Philip. Meanwhile Philip also tells Carol the truth that darling, the deficiency is not in you but in me. I can never become a father. All my tests came negative. And the positive one I told you was Todd's. But then Carol sees something strange there, and says that look behind who has come, which is none other but Philip's brother Mike, seeing which Philip starts running towards him, and we think that Philip will hug him. But then Philip punches him hard in his stomach, and says that damn, how did you have the courage to show your face again even after snatching my girlfriend? You didn't get peace, nah, saying which he starts hitting him again. Now friends, what happened between these two brothers that Philip hates Mike so much, and will Todd and those three girls be able to have fun together, or will his condition also become exactly like Philip's? Keep watching to know. Thank you. Make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.